piece of furniture is placed, right? That was the purpose of yesterday. To have a space, situation of everything inside Magaya. Okay? Then we went in the configuration tab. We went through all those small menus here. What they mean. It is important for you to know that. And again, something that I need is, in order to help you to have a better view of the screen here, try not to, while I'm talking, try to keep your focus on the screen and on me. Okay, let's try to do that. Remember, I want you guys to be Magaya specialists. I want you to be the ambassador of Magaya out there. That's my purpose in this course. So I want you to go through the course and get yourself at the end certified trainees of Magaya. That's what I need from you. So pay attention in the small details. Don't focus on being here just because you are working today in Omni Trading or the Merck and you need to know something for your company. No, I want you to be Magaya, not your company, Magaya. I want you to learn Magaya. So focus on the screen, and also because if you keep changing your focus from the computer screen and then from the projector screen, it gets foggy. I know that happens, okay? So focus just on the screen, and then when I finish, you will be focused 100% on your screen, okay? Again, we went through all the configurations, and I want you to understand every piece of information, because after that, when you be in your company or wherever you will after that, you will be the one who will know every small option where you can activate, where you can configure and everything. That's what I need from you, okay? And then I show you what carriers mean, how to add a carrier. I show you what customers mean, how to add customers, how to import those customers from a CSV list, vendors, contacts, employees. I show you the different roles, the different permissions based on groups that an employee in Magaya can have. I show you. If you say I didn't understand, please tell me, because if I say that and everything is okay, because we covered that part. I want to catch up, okay?
The customers, when you import the customers?
The customer, yes.
Yeah.
I imported from the CSV file. Remember that? That I went column by column, mapping inside Magaya. Remember that part? So that is simple. The only thing is the CSV file, the Excel file, it must be CSV, the extension, and then the columns, you have just to map the columns in the Excel file with the columns in Magaya. And then you can import the information. The same thing for vendors and for carriers and everything there. You can do the same thing. Okay? So that part was covered yesterday. What is missing? The accounting configuration. Remember, everything up to now is configuration. We are preparing Magaya. We are configuring Magaya and let it ready to be used on production. That is the thing that we have been doing up to now. So, what comes after? Let's say we need to set up our chart of accounts. If you see in the screen, and look it carefully, you have Magaya comes by default with a standard chart of accounts, with the most common accounts that you will use in logistics, operations, and freight forwarding, and MBA/OCC. Okay? Those accounts you can simply delete and create your own. If you have an account, if you have someone that actually knows what to do. Here, I know that many of you and many of our customers are not using the accounting model in Magaya, are using QuickBooks or another software. Sometimes because the corporate demands to be used with the other part of the company in QuickBooks. But be aware that we have our accounting model that you can use the same as QuickBooks. You can take everything there, you can use it for your company accounting process if you want. And again, that's why you have to learn how to do this. We are not going deeply in those concepts, but for regular use in the daily operation things, you need to have those chart of account. If you see you have an account name, you have an account type, and then you have the account number and currency. You see, those are basic information for an account. When you add an account in Magaya, it's very simple. Now I want to add a new account in Magaya. How can I do that? Add, and then that screen open for you. The first thing that you have to look, it's better if you look to the
Yeah,
screen.
no, she cannot find, that's what she was asking me, she cannot find accounting in her,
Yeah, but forget about that. We're gonna, after I finish here, that's what I was asking you, not do while I'm talking. Just pay attention first in the screen, and then we wanna do everything in your Magaya. So let's pay attention first. Yeah, learn, practice. No practice while I learn. The thing is, you have that, you go to, let's add a new account. Chart of accounts, you have this plus button here, and then you have the account definition tab. First thing that you have to define, type. You see? And you have all those types here. Again, I'm going to show you the most common types that you will be using as a freight forwarder. That is the case today. You have account receivables, account payable. Those accounts, they comes by default in Magaya. Every time that you activate one currency in Magaya, you're going to have one accounts payable in that currency, one accounts receivable in that currency, and then one bank account in that currency. This is automatically, because those accounts you don't need to create. You want to have it like automatically in Magaya. Account receivable will be everything that you create, like an invoice for a customer. That invoice will be related to account receivable. Every time that you create a bill for your vendors, you will be having their accounts payable. That's it. So then you have the income type of accounts. Income is just income, okay? And then expense. But there you will see something that is different, maybe the way you have to understand. Then you have, beside the expense accounts, you have the cost of goods sold accounts. What is the difference? So somebody knows? What is the difference between an expense and a cost of goods sold?
The expense is the overhead. Expense is the overhead, and the cost of goods sold is the cost that you have to pay for buying the service that you sell.
Exactly. So expense is something that is just an expense, something that you are paying for. That's it. Pay and that's it. And the cost of goods sold, like the name said, is something that you are buying, but you will be selling it. Okay? That is the difference between expense and cost of goods sold. And then you have bank accounts. Bank account will be any bank account. Bank of America, Bank of Nacional of Guatemala, I don't know the name of the bank, but I'm saying just any bank that you have. Citibank or any bank. You can create that account in Magaya and have a control of the transactions there. Okay? And then if you create a bank account, you put the name, the account number, and also the balance that you are opening in that moment that you have in the bank. Okay, and then the currency. You can select the currency for that bank account, as for any other account. So that is easy peasy how to add an account in Magaya. Again, normally the account that you have already here for your operation and in a regular freight forwarding will be good. The other accounts that you have there, like liabilities, equity, assets, I won't be like going deeper in the issue because it is not part of, that would be part of a specific accounting certification, let's say. But for you, as a regular operation in freight forwarding, just income, expense, cost of goods sold, bank account to pay the checks, and that's good for you. So, that chart of accounts, you can also, you have the option, of course, to have parent account, sub-account, sub-accounts. You can do it the way you decide to do it. Like one parent account and then 3 sub-accounts on that parent account. How can you do that? Just while adding the accounts, once you define, for example, an income account, you add a name, and you add an account number, and then you can select what is the parent account of that account. Once you select that account that you recently created, will be the sub-account of the parent. That is the way you can do that. So, those accounts, you can import it. Let's say that your accountant give you an Excel sheet with all the accounts, with the number, with the name and everything there, and the type and the currency and everything. How can you do that? The same way. You go to Actions, you click Import, and then the only thing that you have to do is to select the CSV file that you will use, and then map the same way that we saw before yesterday. Okay? And then voila, all the accounts will be in your systems. Once you have your chart of accounts, you will be just creating your items and services. Items and services means, remember, items and services, everything that you will be selling or buying. Freight, the freight that you are selling to the customer, the freight that you are buying from your carrier. That will be items and services. If you can see, again, that list here, Magaya has, it comes with a list of the most used services. Let's say that you don't have, that you need to add something else. Just the same way, very easy, add, and then you will have that screen. What that means, the first field here, type, and let's make a pause there to explain that. Sometimes it's difficult to understand. You have those type here. For you, the most important are freight, other, and other freight. Okay? Let me ask you. For you, if I say this charge is the type freight, what could that mean?
Air freight, ocean freight.
Cost of freight.
Huh? Yeah, again, what should be? Because the name freight, you say, okay, it's freight, it will be something, ocean freight, it is, but at the same time, what will be a freight? Freight in Magaya, you will use it just for the three, the three types, ground freight, ocean freight, and air freight. That would be the type freight. Anything else, any other charge, no matter if it is expense, it's going to be a cost of goods sold, or will be an expense or an income, will be, let's say other freight and other freight. What is other freight? Anything that let's say the price is variable and depends on origin and destination. Let me reformulate that. Anything that you will charge or you will pay and depends on commodity characteristics, let's say weight, volume weight, number of pieces, container type, and also it depends on origin and destination, will be a freight or other freight in this case, because the freight is lost for the first thing that I mentioned before. Got it? For example, terminal handling. It depends on container type. If we have a price for 20 feet container, 40 feet container, flat rack container, and also depends, it will be different if the port is Santos or if it is Manzanillo, or if it is different. So that will be other freight. Okay, because it's variable and also depends in origin and destination. However, if you say bill of lading fee, it depends on what? Only in negotiation. It doesn't matter if it is 140 or 20 or if it is 20 pallets or it is 13 feet or whatever. BL fee is a fee and it's flat, right? So that is an example of other. Other is anything that is not other freight or freight. That means other is everything that is a fee. A will be fee, bill of lading fee, handling. All those fees that are created just to charge is other. Other freight, if it is variable. If you say, okay, I'm gonna charge you $2 per square feet. I'm gonna charge you $1,000 for if the container is 20 feet, and then 2,000, 1,000 or 1,800 if it is a 40 feet container. That is, and if it is coming from from Ningbo will be a price, from Hong Kong is another price. That will be other freight. We are talking about, like, for example, bunker surcharge, security surcharge, terminal handling. Sometimes the handling you charge depending on the type of the container. Sometimes you charge also that fumigation of the containers. You have to fumigate the container and everything. You charge differently depending on the container type. So if it is that the case, you have to add that charge in Magaya as other freight. Is that clear? Because and so if you are in doubt, or you say, okay, sometimes I charge a flat fee, but sometimes I will charge depending on the commodities characteristic. Let's say, if you are in doubt, if you have that situation, go to other freight too, because one other freight you can use it in an operation where you will be charging like a flat fee, but another a charge that is type other, you cannot use it never as a variable price. Got it? That's the theory. If you are in doubt, go to other. Not use go to other freight, not to other. That is the difference there, right?
Can you explain the first one, the freight, one more time?
Yeah, the freight is the same thing of other freight. Freight, other freight are the same thing.
Okay.
The only differentiation there is that freight is used only for ocean freight itself, air freight, and ground freight. That's it.
You're talking about the freight based on Dean's weight or height or whatever?
Exactly. If you are charging something that depends on Dean's, let's say, characteristic of the commodities,
Exactly.
and then also in origin and destination, that will be for certain another freight.
It'll be
type.
weight times the kilograms or the weight.
Even if it is container type or number of pieces, that will be and depends. Remember, you have to add origin and destination. That will be other freight. That at the end is the same of freight, but freight is let's say the freight is another freight specifically just for ocean freight, ground freight, and air freight. That's the only thing that you need there to set up the time. And it is important because the time that you choose here will define the behavior of that charge in your operations. Okay? So, once you define that type here, you can type a description. Okay? I'm gonna type here, and again, something very important. And it's very common outside. So, what you are doing here in this list is just configuring. You are defining the items that you will be using later. It doesn't mean that every time that you will use an item, you have to create it. No, you are defining once, and then after that, you will be only selecting that item. And again, for Magaya, let's say THC, terminal handling container, is only one thing. Because I know that it's common in your business to put terminal handling origin, terminal handling destination, terminal handling, dollar, terminal handling pesos. No, terminal handling is terminal handling. You will add it only once. In Magaya, those items are added only once because those other things are related to how I will be charging the customer. It will be origin. If it is origin and in an import process, it's because it's collect. And then if it is destination, it's because it is prepaid. And we want to see those details once we will be doing the shipment. But what I'm trying to say, forget about the why, the why we want to see it after. What I need from you to have clear right now is that you never add the same item more than once. In any situation, there is no one item per currency. There is no one item if it is origin or destination. There is no. This doesn't exist, Magaya. You have to have the item only once. Ocean freight is ocean freight. You can share, prepay, collect in dollar, in pesos, in Brazil. Yes, you can do that. But that will be you have to select that once you add the item in the shipment, let's say, or in the quotation, or in the booking. Not here. The definition is only one. So, tax code. When you use tax code, if you are using accounting in Magallanes and you are using sales tax or using in Central America the Impuesto Valor Agregado, the IVA, or any other tax, and then you have it that in Magallanes and that charge is applicable, the tax, you can select the tax here in the list, and then it will be automatically. Every time I use the tax, the charge, the tax will be there. Okay? In case you're gonna use it. And then I will do it automatically, separate out the tax, and you have either you have retention, you have tax withholding, you have everything there. You can use it. If you put it here, remember this is the item definition. If you put it here, it will be there always, every time. You have the option not adding here, and then in the case that you need it, just select it in the operation, in the transaction where you will be using that. Yeah? So, description. While you type the description, Magallanes automatically will create a code. Let's do an example. You see? Magallanes automatically creates, or let's just call it terminal handling. What comes now is the account. Depending on what account you select here, remember that we already defined accounts in the chart of accounts. Depending on what account you select here, will be if that charge is an income or if it is a cost. The account is what defines the item. So let's say that will be the TAC income, the one that will be charging my customers in the shipment. What I'm going to do here is select the account that will be called, I used to use an account that is services. You see, a generic one. Services, and then the type is income. Everybody can see that in the screen? I have an account that the name is services, and then the type is income. That means that service that I'm adding will be an income later. You have the option to, if you want in the future, like every time that you use the TAC, that Magallanes relate the TAC income with the TAC cost, you can just select here. It is a resellable item. And if it is a resellable item here, you can select from the list the TAC cost. And you will say, okay, I don't have the cost here. It's simple, just add it. Add. And then we have another tab. What will be the type? The type, remember, TAC, what is the type of TAC? So far, who knows? What?
Other freight.
Yeah, you are right. Perfect. It's other freight. So it's other freight. And then now I'm gonna add the expense item. Now I create the cost of goods sold. Exactly. For that income. So I'm gonna type here TAC. I always recommend to use capital letter, okay? TAC and then cost. I like to do it always like this. Yeah, cost. And then the account here will be something cost of goods sold. You see? So I'm gonna use this. Remember that will depend on you and your organization and your company. You can use whatever account you want to reflect that. It's not like a mandatory. I wanna use cost of goods of services, and then the cost of services is cost of goods sold. Once you do that, and remember the currency here. You see, it doesn't matter. That currency, what it represents, is like the predefined currency once you are using that chart. But you can change it for every transaction. You can use a different currency. You don't have to use that. That's why I'm saying to you, you don't need to add another one and select, let's say, colones. No, you don't need it.
I'm sorry, what's the account, because I cannot see, is it used to be services, is still services, or you change it?
No, you have to change it because that one was income. Now it's a cost of goods sold. It's another account.
So when you went to, when it says price, like what was it that you changed there? I didn't understand.
No, in the price, I'm not changing nothing.
Okay, then you click it.
Yeah, what I did, again, I want to repeat that.
Yeah.
I'm adding the charge, TAC, terminal handling, right? And I'm adding, the first thing that I'm adding is, I can do otherwise, I can add the cost of goods sold first and then the income. I add the income first. And then I decide, okay, what is the type? Other freight. I will be relating that with the tax? No, I'm not using tax right now. The description, terminal handling. The code is generated automatically. Since where I want to contabilize, to have the accountant of that service, of that item in the account that is called services type income. You see? This is my decision. You can select any other one. You can select, I don't know, ocean freight account. It depends on you. Once I did that, I want to create the cost of goods sold for that charge. I select here, it is a resale item. Okay? This is not mandatory neither. I'm doing it because I want to, I don't know, in the future, if I'm doing a report, I want to know what is the item that represents the cost of that income. Got it? That's why. But you can have it separate. It is not like a mandatory. So, Magaya will ask you here, okay, what is the expense item? The expense item, I don't have it. I will create it right now. So, I create in the add button. Doing that, guys, is the same thing of simple. I can do that. Doing what I'm doing now, I can just simply not select that here, click OK. And then Magaya create only one. And then I can, again, come here at, select here, order freight, description, cost, and then select the account here. Remember, cost of goods sold, that will be cost of services. Are you following me?
Yeah.
And then from here, I will say, it is a resellable item. And then select the income item that I already created before. You see? So I can do it the way you prefer. I can do it both at the same time, or can create one and then come back and create the other and relate it at any time. So I select this here, and now I will have both in my list available. You see the cost and the income. Why I do recommend doing that way? Like always type the name and then the cost, the name / dash cost. Because doing that, you will have your list of items always organized, having those pairs together. It's not like where is my income, where is my cost. No, everything will be. You see, now I have the THC cost. The account name is cost of services. The type is other freight, and then the currency, the preferred currency is United States dollars. So, what else we have here that we can fill? We have this tab that says automatic creation. And here it works. What do you think if you have to shoot? What that means, automatic creation?
That would be automatic. That's what they use for that.
So what you can do in that tab, remember, everything that you configure here will be for as a general configuration always. Okay? So you have to be careful. If I come here now and say, okay, enable automatic creation and select quotation, for example, every single time, for everybody, for whatever, that I create a quotation in Magaya, the TAC will be there. Automatically. No matter, just because you say so. Okay? And if you say, whatever transaction you select here, Magaya will automatically add in that charge. Okay? Let's say, for example, if you are using, but what you can do also is, for example, okay, I want to automatically create this always, for example, in an import shipment in my ocean houses shipments. You see? Because I say, okay, every time that I create an import shipment ocean in the house, I will be having the TA, the terminal handling container import, let's say. That is what that means here. You can also select here and be specifically for some mode of transportation. So, enable automatic creation. Let's say new quotation, but not for all quotations. I just want those quotations for vessel containerized, let's say, because I know that if it is a container, it will be a terminal handling container, right? Maybe. So you can here, like, select. For example, instead of selecting everything, I will be just using it in vessel, let's say, containerized type. I will be later what that means. And now, when I'm doing an operation, that TAC will be automatically for me in every quotation that the mode of transportation, you select vessel containerized. So that is what that tab means. And again, that list here, you can import from Excel too. You have that option, import, next. Now when I finish, I'm gonna show you some import process too, okay? So that is about the chart of accounts and the items and services. Is that clear for you? Everybody understood that? So now what I want is to see if you actually understood that. Exactly. Okay. Who wants to be the first to show me that knows how to add a carrier in Magaya, an ocean carrier? You? Now it's time to do some exercise, guys.